Hi, I'm State Fire Marshal Jim Walker. Odds are you know someone who's had a home fire. I do. It happens every day across the U.S. Here in Oregon, during a 5-year period of time, 60% of fire fatalities were people ages 50 or older. This is something we have to take seriously. I'd like you to pay close attention to the program you're about to watch. You'll see some right and wrong steps to take to prevent fires in your home. Making a few simple changes can help to save your life. Let's look at Dave and Kathy. Watch closely and see if you can catch their right and wrong steps for fire safety.
Why are you eating those cookies?
What do you mean?
Put them away. Supper's almost ready.
Oh, all right. You seen my ashtray?
No.
Oh.
And you can get your nose out of the snacks. Your ashtray's not in there.
It'll be a good 10 minutes before we eat. Oh.
Why don't you put away those cigarettes?
Oh, here we are.
You shouldn't smoke.
I know that.
You know.
I think that's what I said.
Then why don't you quit?
Well, I might surprise you someday. Oh, by the way, I like mine cooked all the way through.
I never knew that.
It's only been 38 years, not that I'm counting. Call me when dinner's ready.
You better not be smoking by your oxygen.
Do I ever? It's over there.
What's over there?
Congratulations, you caught me.
A husband and wife at home, doing fairly common activities. Other than the odd way they choose to express their love, what's wrong with this picture? What fire safety hazards did you see? When Kathy chased after Dave, she left the food cooking on the stove unattended. It takes just seconds for hot grease to splatter and ignite the towel or other combustibles near the stove. Remember to keep dish towels, paper towels, pot holders, and other combustible items away from stove burners. And the shirt with the loose sleeves? It's a hazard when cooking. It could catch fire when she's working over the stove, or a sleeve could catch on the handles of pots and pans. What should you do if a pan fire does start? If possible, slide a lid over the pan and turn off the burner. If that's not possible, quickly get out of the house, call 911, and wait for firefighters to arrive.
Were you surprised at some of the dangers? Are you guilty of some of those at home? Let's see what's in the next scene.
Dinner's ready.
How ready?
Fine, I'll eat by myself.
Oh, can you give me a second?
What do you want to drink?
I'll get it myself.
Don't overexert yourself.
I wouldn't think of it.
What?
I said I'm thinking.
Your risk of a home fire increases if there's a smoker in the home. In the United States, smoking is a leading cause of home fire deaths. A good first step is to encourage anyone who smokes to quit. It's also safer to smoke outside rather than inside the home. In the meantime, they should always use deep, sturdy ashtrays. Keep ashtrays on something solid and difficult to ignite, such as a heavy table. Never smoke while using medical oxygen or near anyone using oxygen, because it may explode and cause a fire. And don't smoke when you're sleepy or if you're drowsy from medication or alcohol. Of course, that means don't smoke in bed. If you dispose of cigarette butts in the garbage, be sure to soak them with water first. In Oregon, only fire standard compliant cigarettes are allowed to be sold. These cigarettes have bands of extra thick paper designed to self-extinguish if left unattended. That's the good news. The bad news is these cigarettes could fail to self-extinguish 20% of the time, particularly in drafty or windy conditions and near fans. So even though these cigarettes are fire safer, you still need to use them with caution.
Being careless with cigarettes is extremely dangerous and the cause of many home fires. If you smoke and you are not careful, it could be the cause of yours. Let's take a look at this last scene and see what we can learn.
Why don't you go to bed?
I want to watch the rest of this program.
You haven't seen it for 15 minutes.
I've been listening to it. You think I should start a fire?
Why? You have every space heater in the house going.
Is that a trick question?
I think you should go to sleep.
Don't you think the house is cold?
Honey, I've been sitting over here freezing. Is that what you want to hear?
Well, you should have said something.
I didn't want to wake you.
I told you I wasn't asleep.
Are you going to argue or start a fire?
I'm on it.
Overloaded electrical outlets are a fire hazard, as are combustibles near heat sources. Never plug in more appliances than the outlet can safely hold, and unplug them when you're through using them. Be sure electrical cords and small appliances work properly and are plugged directly into wall outlets. Also, don't cover electrical cords with rugs. They can overheat, easily starting a fire. How about Dave's space heater? The elements inside are red hot, and it's easy to see how the papers near it could ignite. Any combustible item should be at least 3 feet from all sides of the space heater. Make sure your portable heaters have automatic tip-over switches, and when you go to bed or leave the house, don't just turn off a space heater. Unplug it. As for the wood stove, keep combustibles 3 feet away from it as well. Maintain your wood stoves and fireplaces, and have a professional clean and inspect chimney and wood stove flues yearly. Always use a fireplace screen. And dispose of ashes in a metal container outside and away from combustibles. Let's also address smoke alarms. You should have one on every level of your home, outside each sleeping area and inside all the bedrooms. Test and vacuum them regularly. Push the test button once a month to be sure they're working. Be sure you can hear them from any room. If you're deaf or hard of hearing, or you discover your alarms don't wake you, install smoke alarms that have a strobe light or a vibrating device that shakes your bed to wake you up. Make sure your hearing aids are working too. Smoke alarms won't save your life if you can't hear them. Installing both smoke alarms and home fire sprinklers reduces the risk of death in a home fire. In case of fire, you should plan 2 ways out of each room and practice at least twice a year. Clean out clutter to ensure escape routes are clear and to reduce flammable material in your home. When you hear the smoke alarm, get out. Call the fire department from outside your home or from a neighbor's house. Having a phone by your bed is a good idea in case you can't get out fast enough or you're trapped. Keep the door closed to protect you from the smoke and call 911 for the fire department's emergency number.
In a fire, time is your enemy. You may have as little as 3 minutes to get outside safely. Clear out anything that blocks your escape routes, and fix things like sticky doors and windows that could slow you down. The best thing, of course, is to keep the fire from starting in the first place. Keep trash and clutter under control. Make sure any heat sources like a space heater, stove, or candles are kept at least 3 feet away from anything that can burn. Keep people and pets at least 3 feet away as well. Turn off and unplug small appliances and blow out candles when you leave the room or go to sleep. Be careful with any heat source if you use medical oxygen in your home.
There's a lot you can do to reduce your risk. Most importantly, be very careful when you use things that generate heat, like when you're cooking, heating your home, and especially smoking. Be prepared by having working smoke alarms and a plan to escape quickly should a fire occur. It's important to pay attention to fire safety because it can save your life. Review the brochure and checklist and make the necessary changes in your home and life to keep you and your loved ones safe from fire. The brochure and checklist are also available on this website.